All right, so let's see how this works this week.
We are trying something completely different.
So we'll give it a go.
How long do you think it's going to take us before we actually get
Well,
how we're going to have it set?
We've been doing this for how long now?
I don't know. At least 2 years.
We didn't do these before the pandemic. No, it's been more than it's been well more than 2 years. I'd say we've probably been doing these. We might have started during the pandemic.
Yeah, I think we started during the pandemic.
So I mean, it's only been going on 5 years. So, we might figure this out eventually.
I wouldn't count on it.
But anyway,
it's time for monthly catalogs. We've got IDW, got Marvel, and we've got Image.
Is the IDW one smaller than the other ones?
Is it? No. Did Marvel not show up?
Well, it's just it's a whole lot of it. Not. It's better. It's better that looks like it was more on the. We'll need to adjust that next time.
I'll have to figure this out. I don't know. Anyway, let's start with our first book. It's definitely not going to show because it's an oversized book.
You get the gist of it.
Blood Train, a one-shot from Image Comics. 28 days later meets the ruins in this high-stakes standalone horror story. After backpacking through Asia, a group of friends climb aboard the Siberian Express to start their journey home. Little do they know they've bought a one-way ticket to hell, as one of them has been infected with a bioweapon that will turn them into a monster who will slaughter everyone on the train. That was all one sentence, y'all. And the bioweapon will start World War III if it reaches its destination in Europe. Now, these friends must make a difficult choice. Kill someone they love to save the world, or die trying. From Ninth Circle, bringing you the best horror each month by the industry's top creative talents.
Alrighty then. I guess I'll bring it up later, but this book has something in common with another book this week, oddly
enough. Yes.
You noticed it?
I did. So we have Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween Noir edition.
This is a black and white noir reprint of the first issue of The Last Halloween. How do you feel? Should these be considered reprints or should they be considered their own thing?
I think they should be considered reprints, but they're considering them one-shots, which doesn't make any sense because the story continues.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Reading it as a one-shot makes no sense. If it was the whole thing in Noir Edition, then I could see it being a one-shot. Right. But anyway, DC Power, Rise of the Power Company, one-shot from DC Comics. DC Power returns for 2025. The Justice League's watchtower looming in the skies is intended to inspire hope and faith in superheroes, but not everyone believes metahumans act in humanity's best interests. The fringe beliefs that Waller was right have grown louder as a paramilitary group takes to the streets to take Earth back for the human race. Enter Josiah Power, a meta-attorney who's seen enough of rising hate and sets out to assemble a team not only to protect Black and Brown communities from these new threats, but also to rebuild human faith.
It jumped too far.
It did. It jumped too far. Why did it do that? Human faiths what? In Heroes. DC Power returns for a third year in a new format, continuing the storylines from Absolute Power and All In, and setting the stage for the return of the Power Company.
Yeah, I don't get the shoehorning of, it's like somebody at DC finally realized, we do this DC Power, and we have a team called Power Company. Maybe we could shoehorn those things into one thing. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway. By the way, this is what they call a fifth week. There are 5 Wednesdays this month, so Marvel and DC pretty much take one off as far as the regular books go, which means we have a bunch of one-shots.
DC's Lex and the City one-shot. As Superman flew away yet again, I had to wonder, was I trying to destroy him or was he destroying me? It's nearly Valentine's Day, which means that love and heartbreak are sweeping every city in the DCU. This anthology collects 8 stories of heroes and villains looking for love in the big city, which practically feels like its own character. Lex Luthor laments over the one that got away, the big, ever-elusive metropolitan man, Superman. Raven and Beast Boy embark on a romantic scavenger hunt across San Francisco, which just might be a trap. And Dwayne Wayne runs a Damian Wayne Damian Wayne runs a dating advice gauntlet through Gotham City, organized by none other than the dating master himself, Tim Drake. Gather your gal pals, pour yourself a Cosmo, and hit your nearest comic shop. DC's Lex in the City is here.
Lex in the city. Lex in the city. Come on. Remind me, I need to check and like watch one of these sometime and see how loud or not my singing, background singing is. So I know if I need to make it lower. I certainly don't want it to be too vocal. Anyway, do you know who Dwayne Wayne was? Does the name ring a bell at all?
I mean, yes, but no.
When the Cosby Kid went to college.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Dwayne
that was
Wayne
the kid.
I can't remember any of the actors' names, but yes.
We have a couple of ratio variants for you. House of Slaughter 29. This is the 1 in 10. And the 1 in 15. And the 1 in 20. And then the Unlockable by Werther Deladeer is 1 per store. See, he can't reach it now that we put the camera over there. So he can't really help me in either way, shape, or form.
I mean, I guess I just don't want to damage on variants.
In Bloom is number 2, ratio variant. Yeah, the creepy thing is growing on faces.
Yeah, I need to read this and see how disgusting it is.
And now here's that other book you were talking about. It's called
Kill Train.
Kill Train, number 1 of a 5-issue series from Mad Cave Studios. To control the population explosion that nearly crippled the city, New York has instituted Kill Train, a randomized extermination program where designated subway trains are picked at random and all the passengers are slaughtered by the end of the line. In this not-so-distant future, we meet Vanessa, a struggling single mom in the midst of a nervous breakdown, who discovers that she herself is on a kill train. Now, for once in her life and with everything to prove, Vanessa decides she's not going down without a fight.
I want to see the Netflix movie.
Yeah.
This will be an awesome. It's kind of like The Purge on a train.
Yes.
It's like maybe like The Purge and Speed. Yeah, kind of like that. It's kind of like the Purge and Speed. You can't stop the train. The train's got to keep going.
I will let him hold this up, and I will hold mine up because these are just far too big to fit in the camera.
This camera.
Limited edition: The Untold Legend of the Batman #1. From comics legend Len Wein, Jim Aparo, and John Byrne comes this haunting and introspective tale that puts all of the Caped Crusaders' detective skills to the test. When the original Batsuit worn by Bruce Wayne's late father is stolen from the Batcave, Batman begins an investigation into the possible culprit, which leads him to recollect the origins of close allies such as Robin and Alfred and foes like Joe Chill and the Joker. This special edition reprint collects all 3 issues of the limited series.
So I'll be honest, I did not. Okay, this is considered to be the second miniseries that DC ever published, and I only remember it as the mini comic. It came out as a mini comic in 2 different formats. One was with an audio cassette tape in which there were actors that read the story with musical cues. And then it came out in an even smaller mini comic that was a serial promotion. And I'm honestly not sure which ones it is that I remember, but I did not realize it came out as a regular sized comic originally, way back when. But evidently it did. I can't imagine. I've never seen that, but I really, when I see this cover, I only think of the little ashcan size thing. Yeah, we
just had one of them.
Yeah. So I was very surprised when I found out that this was actually a full-size comic originally. First issue penciled by John Byrne and inked by Aparo, and then Aparo did pencils and inks for the second 2 issues.
Okay, so we're gonna try it. You're gonna put the books on the thing, and I'm gonna keep reading.
There's a bunch of them.
Pinopocalypse. I can't even say it. Apocalypse. It's Pinopocalypse.
Pinopocalypse, yes.
There we go. Number 1 of 6 from Massive Comics. Series creator and artist Andrew Tarasov delivers this iconic feature image of one of our 2 leading ladies, Foxy, as she prepares to fight an army of the undead. Stay tuned for next month when our other leading lady, Roxy, gets her own feature cover image. Pinopocalypse.
Yeah, okay.
Pinopocalypse is a mix of 50s sci-fi and horror tropes reimagined with a clever twist. Set in 1950s small-town America, this satirical adventure pits two stylish pinup girls against hordes of zombies and aliens. Inspired by Hollywood filmmakers like Ed Wood, Sam Raimi, and Edgar Wright, Pinupocalypse is out-of-this-world story with a Gail Elfgren aesthetic to titillate readers. It's Foxy's birthday, and with money in her pocket, she's on a mission to find the perfect dress. That is until an explosion rocks the small town of Pinopolis. Okay. Pinopolis. It's pinup.
Pinopolis.
And startles her out of the dressing room. Surrounded by suspicious green smoke, Foxy emerged to find that everybody else in town has turned into zombies. Whew.
That's the 1 in 10. And this is the 1 in 25. Which is awesome.
Sweet cover.
Very, very awesome. And is doing stupid things on the back aftermarket. I am really curious to read this. I hope the interior art is half as good as the exterior art.
All right, and we have another new #1 this week. This one's from Oni Press. Has a lot of covers, so we'll see if it works this time. Power Lords, #1 of 3. The legend of the Power Lord begins anew. Enter an alien realm beyond imagination as the beloved toy icon returns to fuel 2025's most epic galaxy-spanning cosmic adventure from acclaimed writer Dennis Culver and blockbuster artist V. Ken Marion. When deep space smuggler Adam Power comes into possession of the mysterious Power Jewel, he finds himself transformed into something far greater and more powerful than the sum of his parts, only to discover he's been drafted into an eons-old battle between good and evil that could rend entire galaxies asunder. The next chapter of the Nacelleverse starts here as the Power Lords are reborn for a new generation.
That one is, I believe,
That is the Nacelle bundle.
The bundle
pre-order variant.
And then this is a one
that
per
is
store.
For Power Rangers.
Oh, it's Power Rangers? I'm sorry.
This is Power Rangers Prime #3, our one unlockable variant. Just a chance to let you know what other books are coming out this week, but also to show you our ratio variant that we have available for you. Right. There's only one cover for this book. What in the world? Dark Horse Comics presents Ripperland #1. The year is 2188, and Jack the Ripper has returned to London. For the last century, a shattered post-Brexit England has operated as a massive Victorian theme park in exchange for American military and financial protection. But when an American mogul's grandson is killed in the heart of London, this delicate status quo is threatened. Is the killer a brilliant maniac? Americans taking advantage of their superior technology? Or the English underground resistance wishing to throw off the yoke of American oppression and rejoin the modern world? American Special Agent Jesse Holden and local British police detective Edwin Fogg must overcome their clashing ideologies in order to find the truth in this foggy streets of 22nd century London. And we have a special previews exclusive cover of Rogue the Savage Land. We have a couple of these, this new art this week.
By Greg Land, isn't it?
Sweet, sweet cover. Yes, Land.
This land is your land, this land is my land.
Seasons, #1 from Image Comics. Come one, come all to the amazing new Big Top Show. Your ringleaders, Rick Remember and Paul Azaketa, invite you to this fantastical double-length premiere issue of their new ongoing series. A decade after the Season Sisters' beloved parents disappeared, a wicked carnival arrives in town. Within its big tent is a dazzling show led by an eldritch ringleader who offers comers all a window into their heart's every desire. Shouldn't it be? Why is the hyphen in desire provided? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, provided that they leave a piece of themselves behind. Attendees arrive to enjoy the breathtaking entertainment obscured behind its canvas folds, and they leave distracted by the glint of these cursed mirrors. Now it's up to the oft-overlooked youngest sister, Spring, to find her missing sisters and put a stop to the Faustian hold the carnival and its cursed mirrors have on all its guests. But will she be able to piece her shattered family back together before it's too late for them all?
I wish I had a long guy here to pick you up, Tommy. Is that my circus noise? Right?
Sure. Star Wars, A New Legacy.
Which I thought was the beginning of a new series, but it's not.
Not?
No, it's a one-shot.
A decade of Marvel Star Wars comics. Celebrate 10 years of Marvel Star Wars comics with all new stories by some of the most influential creators of the decade. Thrill as Darth Vader, Grand Moff Tarkin, Darth Momin, Dr. Aphra, Balance, Chanathaka, Rick Duel, Commander Zara, the Taggles, there we go, and more collide during the grand Imperial event thrown by Palpatine. Gasp and laugh at a perilous game between OOO, BT-1, and Kirsten. And whatever happened to Scar Squadron?
I don't know whatever happened to Scar Squadron.
I don't know.
Why'd you ask me?
I didn't. They did.
Oh, you said it.
I just read it.
You're going to read everything I put in front of you?
Star Wars, The High Republic Adventures Phase 3 Annual from Dark Horse Comics. This anthology issue collects 5 tales of Republic bravery and nihil treachery from across the galaxy. Featuring Jedi Knight Vernestra Rowe, Jedi younglings John Bree and Toko, Churro the Hutt, the sly Nihil Drigget, and the sinister Baron Bulin as they navigate the perils of the impending Battle of Iradu.
I find it racist name a hut after Mexican
dessert. Brought to you by some of the most influential creators of the High Republic saga, including Justina Ireland, Alyssa Wong, Kevin Scott, Zorieda Cordova, and Charles and Rosemary Sewell.
Alrighty then.
There you go. Whew.
That's a lot of words.
Hey, guess what? It's time for another DC one-shot. That's right. It's Superman Lex Luthor special from DC Comics.
Yeah, so we're doing one-shots, and let's have 2 Lex Luthor named one-shots this week.
Well, they were trying to go for the Sex in the City and the Lex in the City.
Yeah, I got it.
So,
but, I mean, it wasn't necessary.
I don't think they were really thinking that through, but I understand what the point was of that one. I didn't get it at first that it was their Valentine's issue, but yeah. The return of Lex Luthor during the Battle of the House of Brainiac. Lex Luthor's memories are wiped clean, but now, after the events of DC All-In Special #1, the world needs Lex to remember his past. There is a key piece of information in Lex Lost Memories that could unlock an epic mystery that plagues Superman and the Justice League. But what if Lex doesn't want to remember? Would Superman sacrifice Lex's newfound peace to solve a secret, even if it means the return of Superman's fiercest rival? Of course he would, because then it wouldn't have any more stories.
Yeah, it's a long shot there. I mean, that's something you're at. Yeah, anyway, but
I know.
UBWX. Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I did it wrong. I had to add that.
Oh,
that was part of the stuff that I didn't put on.
Okay, well, I'll do it alphabetically because you did it wrong. X-Men 131 Facsimile Edition. Kitty, I jumped already. Kitty Pryde meets more of the X-Men in the vital chapter of the Dark Phoenix saga. When Cyclops, Phoenix, Nightcrawler, and the mutant pop star Dazzler save a young girl as she flees her pursuers from the Hellfire Club, little do they know she's destined to become one of the most iconic X-Men of all. But with Storm, Colossus, and Wolverine still prisoners of the White Queen, the young Kitty Pryde must lead her new allies back into the Lion's Den to come to their rescue. Can Emma Frost withstand a psychic battle with an increasingly ruthless Jean Grey? And will Dazzler accept an offer to join the X-Men? It's one of the all-time great Marvel comic books, boldly represented in its original form, as and all. Reprinting X-Men from 1963, number 131.
All I can say is I'm glad they don't do falls with these, because I'd have to buy them.
Oh, you really put it out of order. Like, not even, okay.
Yeah, no, it's I think the last book.
Storm, Life Dream. Get this, a one-shot from Marvel Comics. 50 years of stardom. For the first time ever, all Black creative teams joined forces in a single anthology to honor the many extraordinary lives of Aurora Monroe. When intergalactic historians attempt to update their records on one of the most famous X-Men in the multiversal history, they'll find a woman too powerful to contain and risk unleashing a side of her no one's seen before. With appearances of fan-favorite Storms across the eras of Marvel Comics, superstar journalist and Marvel's Voices creator Angelique Roche spearheads a celebration of one of the most beloved characters in pop culture history.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was the end.
He's supposed to time it out, so he finishes when I finish talking.
Well,
You're failing.
Well, I thought there would be more words after that. Until you hedged down, I didn't know.
Wind, the Power of the Blood, number 1 of 8. This is the second printing of as the final thrilling chapter of Wind takes flight. The King's reign is coming to a close, with Pipetown unaware of what awaits them, while Fairykind mobilizes for war, while Zedra keeps 2 faithful prisoners. Meanwhile, Zedra concocts a hair-raising plan concerning her deceased brother, the Bandaged Man.
Wait a minute, I thought Zedra was keeping 2 faithful prisoners.
Eisness and glad winning something is killing the children in the woods. Scribe John Tinian IV once again joins artist Michael Delanelis to conclude the Capstone Award-winning fantasy series. Guys, Wind is great.
Have you said that word?
Which one?
You
Eisner?
You said Eisness. I'll play it.
Eisner and Glad winning something.
My ears heard Eisness.
I meant to say Eisner. It's not what I meant to. That's not what I said. I guess.
But again, go back up.
That's what I meant to say. What?
Go back up. It says that Zedra keeps 2 faithful prisoners. Meanwhile, Zedra concocts a heresy. How is Zedra doing all this stuff?
Zedra's very busy.
Very busy. Somebody else should take up some slack. Jeez.
Zedra is very important.
I feel bad for Zedra. And why does Zedra have a one-word name and her brother was named Bandage Man? That's like an awful weird name to name your son. When baby Bandage Man was born, was he Bandage Boy at first? He Bandage Baby. He was Bandage Baby, then he was Bandage Boy, and then he was Bandage Man, and then he died. His Bandage Corpse.
Don't listen to him. It's a really, really good story.
No,
Wind is great.
Yeah, it is. It's
and
really, really
and
good.
we have, I think, all of the first 2 series as well. So if you want to read Wind,
I'm pretty sure I have all of the singles, but even if we don't, we definitely have it in collected.
You need to. Wind is really good. Tinyan is really awesome.
Not a horror story from Tinyan.
And guess what? He didn't do again. Even though he said if I sent in the list, he would get me some kind of description for it.
It is simple. Galactus transforms Spider-Gwen into a Sentinel. It's pretty darn easy.
So there's a picture with all the Sentinels on the front.
And I don't know if they didn't show this originally because I only ordered one of them. And it wasn't for you. But then when this was on the list, I'm like, oh wait a minute, what's her face? She needs that. So be glad that you got it.
I am.
So we've had Rogue, Moon Knight, Spider-Gwen. Well, this is Spider-Gwen.
Gambit.
Hulk, and Gambit. All transformed into Sentinels of Galactus. Why? Why not?
Exactly.
If anything, I'm just surprised they didn't do Wolverine or Deadpool.
See, Wolverine or Deadpool would have been. I gotta turn on.
No more or less interesting than these. Gambit and Rogue, to me, I didn't read them or anything, but I feel like Gambit and Rogue could have been one book together, don't you think? Co-heralds. Heralds of Love.
I didn't read it yet. Gambit and.
I'm just saying,
so I don't know.
Feel like they could have been.
Okay, he got me descriptions, guys, so I can leave the books on the table and read the descriptions. Here we go. The Elf Sisters Can't Wait for the Night, Volume 1, from Ghost Ship, a sexy supernatural manga about one mischievous prankster and his special ability to awaken elves. Playful prankster.
Are they like awake asleep?
Hashibimi Yoki was born with a natural talent for mischief. I don't know. We have to keep reading and find out the answer. One night, he discovers that his naughty antics can awaken the queen's blood in one of 4 alluring elf sisters.
So it's the same
to
one?
ensure all the girls have a fair shot, their guardian grants Yoki permission to prank them every night. What wild and sexy shenanigans will ensue? All of them.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Seriously? Elf porn?
Elf porn.
Wow.
And it is shrink wrapped for your protection so that if you are offended by elf porn, you don't have to read it.
Okay, if they do an anime, I want to see it. I hate to admit it, but I have to admit it.
Home Sweet Home, Volume 1 from 7 Seas Entertainment.
That sounds exactly the total opposite.
From the author of Rainbow Days comes a brand new manga with teenage drama and heart-pounding romance, all under one roof. Tired of having to change schools because of her dad's job, Mayumi, the first-year high school student, is allowed to stay behind in her parents' home on the one condition that she lives with the daughter of her dad's boss. This girl, however, ends up being a boy, and not just any boy, but one of the most handsome and popular boys at school. Mayumi's formerly humdrum life becomes anything but as she traverses the excitement of living with a hot upperclassman.
Okay, then. Wow. Not shrink wrap, so not nearly as interesting.
It's romance, not sex. Honiko Akaban's Bodyguards, Volume 1 from Kodansha. School life meets underground crime in this quirky action comedy that's like Assassination Classroom meets Nisiko. Delinquent Delighted. Delinquent high schooler Arakuni Ibuki is drafted to protect his childhood friend Honiko Akaban, the secret daughter of a Yakuza leader. It's no small task, especially when they're up against hired assassins who also have just one job, to kill Honiko Akabani. Ibuki joins the elite corps of bodyguards that makes up Class 3-4 of Sosoji High School. Akabani is oblivious to the elaborate covert operations surrounding her. Is this team of misfits really up for the job? Okay, she's clueless that the people are trying to kill her, but she's the daughter of a Yukai. I don't think she would be clueless. Okay. The Revenge of My Youth, Volume 1.
Life with an Angelic Girl.
This is from One Piece Books. Shinichiro Nahima works at a job he hates for a company with no morals under a boss who detests him. After years of corporate abuse, one day he collapses. He wakes only to find he's returned to his high school self. Reunited with his once lost mother, Shinichiro realizes he's leapt back in time. Given a second chance at high school, he vows to do things right this time. Most importantly, he must get close to the girl he always wished he knew better, Haruka Shijoin, to prevent the tragedy that awaits her. Just
how did Mom get lost?
I'm assuming dead.
Oh, it didn't say dead. It said lost.
Yeah.
There's a difference. You can't find dead.
It's Sherlock Holmes, the manga classic, A Study in Scarlet. It's 1887, and a man has been murdered in an abandoned house. On his face is an expression of utter horror. Let me see it. In his pocket is a woman's wedding ring. On the wall above him is the word Raish, written in blood. But whose blood is it? Here begins the story of one of the world's most famous partnerships between Dr. John Watson and Sherlock Holmes.
And this is a male Sherlock Holmes, right?
He looks very male to me, yes.
He does? Really? Okay. I mean, I give you the boobs would be small if there's boobs, but I could see boobs there. And that face could be very feminine.
Well, they're always feminine.
Anyway. Yeah, Watson started the other night, so we need to watch that.
You do. There we go. All right. And then it's time for Power Fantasy.
It's Sherlock Holmes is glossy and in color.
This is the trade paperback for Volume 1 from Image Comics. Superpowered. You have certain preconceptions. They're incorrect. Here, that word has specific technical definition, namely, any individual with the destructive capacity of the nuclear arsenal of the USA. There are 6 such people on Earth. The planet's survival relies on them never coming into conflict. Come dance to the ticking of the doomsday clock with Kieran Gillian and Caspar Windegaard in the first collection of this new, critically adored sellout epic.
How do you dance to a ticking of a clock? Very monotonous.
You can vogue.
I guess you can. Okay, more voguing, I guess, than dancing. Yeah. Anyway, if you like I love Talking Head comics. If you like Talking Head comics and superheroes, this is the perfect combination of the two. Unfortunately, I only read the first issue, but I highly recommend it based off the first issue. And Kieran Gillen's previous, well, he's done lots of stuff. He's done stuff for Marvel, done independent stuff, all sorts of things. But the book whose name I just lost, no idea.
Don't know what it was about.
From Image. If you like that, you'll definitely like this. If you like superheroes, you'll definitely like this. I strongly recommend you give this a try. One of those.
I really enjoyed the first issue too. Neither one of us, we lost it after the first issue for some reason.
One of those.
So I'm very excited to read. This is the direct.
Okay, well, this is a direct market edition, only available through funny book stores, and then that one's available everywhere. Not that you should shop anywhere else, but anyway, if you did. All right, that's it, right? No 3Ds or anything.
No 3Ds or anything. That's it.
Wow. Diamond Books still a week late.
A week behind.
As of when I left work today, we didn't have tracking for this week's books, which go on sale tomorrow. So there'll be next week's books, since evidently that's the way it's going to be. Until maybe April 1st, because there was an article in a Baltimore newspaper or about Baltimore magazine that referred to an April 1st deadline. That after April 1st, it was either sold or layoffs. So I don't know if that is incorrect information, since Chapter 11 is supposed to be for reorganization, and not. But I mean, they are more or less conducting a fire sale, trying to sell off anything they can. So I don't know. But anyway, doesn't matter to us. We only get the books we have to get from Diamond, which right now is Boom, Distillery, Dynamite, Titan are the biggest ones, and then a bunch of small publishers. Boom is moving to.
As soon as they announce they're moving, that's where we're moving to.
Boom is moving to Penguin starting in April. In fact, their first bit of FOCs for like graphic novels was this past week. So that'll be out of Diamond's hands as far as we're concerned. So still there's some of the larger publishers, Dynamite and Titan primarily, homeless, but we'll see what happens. Interesting times, but anyway, all the main.
I do what I can.
Are well secured.
If you have ordered, if you've ordered a book from Diamond,
that we're getting from Diamond,
as soon as I can finally get them received, your book goes into your folder.
Right.
So you don't have to wait until next Wednesday for your books if you pulled them. If you're a pull customer, just so you know, if you keep getting emails from us saying that this book has arrived, it's just because we finally finished.
It's difficult to reset the shelf in the middle of the week, so that's why we just hold the stuff if it comes in on Thursday or Friday.
But they go straight into folders. So
so stuff's always good.
Whenever they get here, which I can't tell you when they're coming because, like you said, we have no tracking. But once it gets here and I get it received, it'll be in your folder.
But anyway, so come into our
good reason to be on our pull list and get a subscription going, so you always get your books ahead of time, or as fast as possible. I can't say ahead of time anymore.
Anyway, not ahead of time. But anyway, so come into our, see Joetta, see Sammy, see Hat, see Dick, see Jane run, see Jane fall down the mountain, see Dick do something. I don't know, that's probably going the wrong way. Anywho, don't see me. I'll be there Saturday or Sunday.
Run, Dick, run. It's see Dick run.
Everybody runs. Well, not Hat. I don't think Hat runs. But anyway. That's it. So hopefully this works out.
Guys.
I kind of actually like the format.
Yeah. If we could get it so that we have this set better.
Yeah, if the thing out there will work.
We forgot the game.
Scared the crap
Grab
out
the
of
game.
me. Okay.
We have one 3D thing. It's manga related, which is why we have it. It's really, really, really heavy.
For a long reach.
No, it's really heavy. It's the One Piece Adventure Island game. Set out to conquer the 27 islands and relive the best moments of the One Piece in this dice rolling combat adventure. Oh, it's really heavy, guys. Look at the back. Oh,
it is chock full of components, and it weighs
really heavy.
It weighs a good.
It's like 3 or 4 pounds
at least.
It's a big, bulky game. So if you like games and you like One Piece, then come check it out.
It would hurt your toes if it fell on it. By the way, this is streaming. Hopefully, this is streaming on Instagram.
For our first time.
Hopefully that worked. Fingers crossed. If you watch it on Instagram, let us know so we know that it did actually work. And if we can figure the hell out of Twitter, we've got a Twitter. We can look at our Twitter. We just can't get into the back end of our Twitter. So if we can figure out what's going on with Twitter, X, Twitter, then we will be on Twitter as well. But
we're working on it. We're trying. We're working on being professional.
Spreading this. I was going to say spreading this unprofessionality everywhere.
Yes, there you go.
Is unprofessionality a word?
It is now.
Unprofessionalism? Maybe. I don't know. There's professionalism, so I guess it would be unprofessionalism. Anyway, I'm going to hit end before I talk anymore.
Please do. Bye, guys.